So JMC said, I have a front-end campaign for Scale, the food placemat I remember, that brings customers at 119% ROI with cold traffic. The AOV, the average order value, is $25.71. Thanks to your feedback, the order page is now converting around 60%, and the overall campaign went from 64% ROI to the 119%. Awesome. I love it. Love hearing that. That is awesome. And so the bump offer is not converting, but it's not so much an issue for now because the campaign is breaking even. The main focus is to put people into the back end. And let me stop there for 1 second and point out to all of you what JMC just said. He said, right, the bump offer is not converting, but it's not so much of an issue for now because the campaign is breaking even. The main focus is to put people in the back end. So the reason why I'm pointing that out to you is because that is the way that I operate, right? And what I mean by that is that once a campaign is breaking even, right? Or really, I should say for us, once it is operating at the right average order value, like once we are, once we're acquiring customers at the right dollar amount, that's either break even or it's usually we're going negative on the front a certain amount. I don't tinker with the campaign anymore. We scale it, right? So whether the bump offer is working or not, if it's break even, we're going to scale, right? We're going to because what that means, break even, is that, right, in this case, for JMC, for his client, right, this is now they're acquiring customers for free. For every $1,000 they put in, they get $1,000 of sales and new customers. They're acquiring customers for free. So you don't need to play around with it, right? Like it's one of those things that, don't be greedy and try to profit on the front and waste time trying to optimize a campaign that's already performing at a phenomenal level for you. Remember, the front end is not there to generate profit. The front end is there to acquire maximum new customers because all the profit is on the back end, right? That means, like, look at it. If you are breaking even on the front end, you're acquiring customers for free, buyers for free, which also means that you've got, you've got virtually 100% profit on the back end, minus cost of goods if you're selling a physical product, right? You've taken care of the most expensive part of the entire process, which is acquiring the customer. You've taken care of that on the front end, right? And so don't bother tinkering with any other aspect of as long as you're at your average order value or your cost, roll it out, scale. He says, so the main focus is to put people into the back end. So I have an email sequence to put people into a back end offer, a webinar, the PEP protocol, which I remember. That's also a front end campaign that converts at 254% on the front end. Whew. The people who purchase the food placemat are put in a back end email sequence 1 week after. The first email is more about giving some ideas on how to use the placemat. Open rate is 68%, clicks 9%. The second email, sent 2 days after the first one, is promoting the webinar. Open rate 55.5%, click 7.8%. So far, none of the customers who went through the back end sequence purchased yet. 128 people went through that sequence. I was thinking to have on the placemat thank you page a video that'll promote the webinar so people can register right after they purchased the placemat. Do you think it's a wise move or it might tarnish the relationship with a new customer? No, I think it's a great move. And I think that it is a very smart and savvy move, JMC. One of the things this is an interesting thing, and this goes against what we tend to think or feel as marketers. But, more often than not, you don't want to delay moving people into the back end, right? Like, you don't want to delay, right? Because when people buy, they are most excited. When they buy, they're most excited, right? And so every day that goes by, right, they're less excited. They're most excited when they buy. They're most hopeful when they buy. That's like the pinnacle. And so the longer that you wait to put out the back end, the less hot they are, so to speak. The idea that you don't want to damage the relationship with them, right, that is all about how you market to them, right? And the beauty of the E5 method, the beauty of what it is that all of you are learning how to do, those of you that are going through the E5 masterclass, those of you that are a part of A&M, those of you that have gone through the E5 Masterclass and are part of A&M, right? The method that I'm teaching you, the method that I use, the method that we use is an education-based, value-based, value-driven approach. So it doesn't piss people off. You're not hammering them with offers. You're not trying to just hardcore sell them. You're not just immediately going to them and saying, wait, you just bought something, I got something else for you to buy. You're not going to them and saying, oh, it's great that you just bought this thing, but it's not complete unless you buy this thing. If you did that, yeah, you're going to piss people off and you're going to tarnish and ruin your relationship with customers. But if you've got a valuable message for them, right? Like if you go to somebody, like if you, that somebody just bought the, the placemat, and now you go to them, right? Like, and you're like, look, most of the folks that buy the placemat have children that are picky eaters. And I want to teach you how to turn your picky eater into a child that loves vegetables, that loves fruit, to make mealtime fun again. I'm going to teach you what's called the picky eater, protocol, right? And your life as a parent is never going to be the same again, and your children are going to be healthy, right? And I've put together a video for you. And then right? And they're like, oh, great. This is like an extra bonus for them, right? It's like an extra, right? And then you educate them on why other methods don't work and where they fall short in terms of getting kids to eat, and how it can, they're really, it becomes a battle with their children, but yet the picky eater protocol, the reason why it works is XYZ, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, you give them a reason to buy. Why would they be pissed? Why would they be pissed? Right? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Listen, it's this. This is, get this. Here it is, okay? It's, right? I think that this is going to help you, right? What pisses people off is when you sell them or attempt to sell them. When you are pitching to them, that pisses people off. Presenting them with an offer to buy, that doesn't piss people off. Being sold to or chronically sold to, that can aggravate some people, a substantial amount of people. And so that's the thing that I want you to understand, that we're not pitching people. We're educating and then giving an offer. Educating and giving them an offer, right? And so again, there's nothing for them to be, right? It doesn't piss people off to be given the opportunity to buy. It pisses people off when you're pitching, right? And you're making it feel like they need this, right? But you're not. You're educating them on how the picky eater protocol, in this case, JMC, can help them. And so your idea of having a video on the thank you page, to get them to sign up to the webinar, is a great idea. Another thing that you can certainly test, depending on the model that you have, is just include a bonus training that that appears on the thank you page, and make that bonus training the same video that you deliver in a webinar. In other words, right, look, you can, on the thank you page, you can say, right, like, but remember, especially for those, for the people, if they're ordering something physical, right, you hit the thank you page and it's like, congratulations, your placemats will be, shipped or whatever. Let's just say, I don't know if you're sending them digitally or, for them to print out, or if you're actually shipping them, but either way, if it's shipping them, right, you could say, like, while you're waiting, it'll be shipped in 48 hours. Even if you're sending it to them digitally, you could say, like, it'll arrive in your, it'll arrive in your inbox in the next, 15 minutes. In the meantime, here's an extra bonus training for you on how to turn your blah, 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 your kids into unbelievable, and deliver it right there. Right? Again, we're marketing, we're not selling. That's okay. If the issue is not presenting the offer, the issue is selling, right? And so I wouldn't sell to somebody right away after they just bought something, because that feels icky, but I would certainly educate and then give them an offer in the end. And so yeah, it's interesting. So JMC just said, I'm glad you like it. JMC, I said, like the idea of the extra bonus training. I'll tell you, one of the savviest things that was shared at our, I think it was our most recent Top 1 mastermind a couple months ago, was we talked about, for those of you that are selling information products, where you include one of the videos that you include in the information product, like the very last video, let's just say, becomes a bonus training that has an offer in the end, right? Like, and it's part of the, it's part of the training course, right? It's part of the course. It's part of the video. And so, right, it's part of the video. So if you've got a 7-part course, you end up with 8 videos. The 8th video is a bonus training video. And in the end, there happens to be an offer. And so it's packaged within the actual course itself. That's great. Another thing, like I said, like I shared with JMC, is on the thank you page, deliver. Don't be afraid to, like I said, remember, please listen to me, right? We're marketing, we're not selling, and we're using an education-based, value-driven approach. In essence, we're teaching. So we're delivering insights and we're giving value. And then in the end, after we've helped them to see, right, it's like the beauty is in this case, with the picky eater protocol, in the end, you could say, like, that's why the picky eater protocol works. And if you're interested, I've put together a phenomenal deal for folks that have purchased the placemats. And so I want to give you the opportunity now to take advantage of the special deal that, that the public doesn't get. And so here's what I've put together just for you, right? You look great, not bad. You don't damage the relationship, you further the relationship. And so hopefully that makes sense, JMC. And so there you go. And so that is it for today. Great call. Really good stuff. Really glad that I see definitely a few new names on the list of attendees, which is awesome to see. So grateful to have you guys and gals here. Those of you that are going through the E5 Masterclass, continue to go through that. That thing is my life's work, and so, man, you'll be ruined for life after that bad boy in terms of what you're going to understand about marketing. And of course, those of you that are new to Acquire and Monetize, our academy, continue to go through all of the tracks. Go one at a time. Don't skip any videos. And everybody, continue to bring your stuff to these calls. Next week, next Thursday, of course, you'll be with Damian Lanfranchi. Bring all of your traffic stuff. There's no question too basic. There's no, like, whatever it is that you've got as it relates to your traffic, your creative, your targeting, your ad spend, your budgeting, any questions that you've got, any issues that you're having, you name it, bring it there. This whole business, this whole game really does come down to generate traffic, right? Generate the traffic and turn that traffic into buyers. That's it, right? Like, generate traffic, create sales. Generate traffic, create sales. Everything else is just noise. And so stay focused on that. With that being said, take care, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you in the Slack group. If you need anything, Slack us, message us. We're here for you. If not, enjoy, and I'll see you on the next call. And so take care, everybody.